Hey, what's up guys? Lucky here with another Apex Legend video. Now in this video I'm going to give you guys 10 tips that will make you a better player in Apex for public lobbies or ranked lobbies. So here we go. Alright, so tip number one, make sure your team is well balanced. By that I mean it's always good to have a Pathfinder for high ground. Another example of a character I feel like it's not all too good to play him in ranked just simply because of his abilities is Octane. Yeah, you can throw a jump pad and get to high ground, but let's face it, Pathfinder is high ground king. He's the ultimate player, he's the ultimate legend that you do need pretty much always all the time because you have the advantage of high ground. So try to play characters that are useful and they do offer an advantage to your team like Watson, Gibby, Lifeline. Characters of that sort really do put your team at an advantage to certain scenarios. So always try to keep that in mind. Tip number two is more of a personal tip, but you guys, you guys can use it or not use it. I always like to carry a sniper rifle early game if I can find one because, well, it's very useful. The ring still hasn't even come in, and the chances of you running into people or seeing people from across the map on World's Edge is very high as the map is very open. It's always good to have a sniper just in case somebody else tries to snipe you. You also have a sniper and you can fire back at them. Another thing, try to always carry grenades and carry a loadout that works for you. Don't try to carry a gun that you're not that good with because it may get you killed and then you let your teammates down. Tip number three is very simple. Try to remember if your gun is on single fire or auto or if it's a burst gun. Because you don't want to have it on single fire and then you go into a gunfight and you think it's on auto or burst. You click it once and only one comes out and then you get fried. So try to keep that in mind. Tip number four, try to land somewhere where it's just your team or you and another team. I'm not saying don't drop hot drop, but when you drop hot drop, there's usually 4 to 5 teams, maybe even 6 teams. Now that lowers your chance of you finding a weapon, possibly even armor, and then you don't just have to worry about your team not having enough ammo or a gun or armor, but you have to worry about other teams that could have possibly found a level 3 body shield or a gold gun that you missed out on because you decided to drop with everybody, and now you'll probably get killed and then you'll lose RP and then your rank can go down, and nobody wants to lose in rank. Teammates don't want to lose, you don't want to lose, and you don't want to let your teammates down. So when you drop, try to drop somewhere where you do have a good chance of winning whatever battle you're going to get into if you do drop with another team. Tip number five, make sure you carry enough shields, batteries, medkits, or syringes, or at least have somebody on the team carry it, preferably somebody with the biggest backpack. That way you guys can carry all of the ammunition or the grenades. That's where, if they do add a belt for ammunition or nades, that's where it would come in very handy and useful. Tip number six, make sure to watch the circle and make sure you get to the next circle in time, because there's nothing worse than being stuck in a battle and then another team comes and the circle starts to close and then you can't really disengage the battle because that other team might have you cut off. So make sure you watch the circle, and if you're in battle and the circle's moving, make sure that you're the team that has control of the choke point so you can eliminate the teams quicker like that. Tip number seven, make sure you pay attention to third parties and make sure you know when to push and when not to push a fight. I can't tell you how many times I see teammates or myself, I decide to push a fight and then before I know it, I realize that I pushed the wrong fight because I'm coming in as a third party and then the team stop fighting each other and they focus on me. Another thing, don't try to 1v3 people. Make sure your teammates are there with you or at least around the corner, because the goal is to win the game, not just get kills. Tip number 8, remember communication is key. I'm not saying you have to talk 24/7 during the game to your team, but let them know what decisions you're going to make, where you're going, and don't wander off alone. Now, if you don't have a mic, use the pinging system. That is exactly what it is there for. Don't get too thirsty in the game or too aggressive. because even the best players sometimes go down. Remember, it is a team-based game. Your teammates can be useful in a sense, even if it's just bringing them back to have them absorb all the bullets, but at least that will let you know where the enemy team is. So remember, communication is key. Tip number 9, don't let yourself be trapped in one room. If you have to back out of a fight because you think you might lose or get third party, leave, come back when they're getting third partied, or relocate and find the next team to fight, or find the next position to hold down for the next ring or the next fight. Always try to have that mentality when you're playing this game, and especially when you're engaging in a fight. Make sure your positioning is A1, because you don't want to be the guy at the bottom of the hill and then somebody has the high ground, and that's basically a choke point. So always make sure you know your positioning and back out of a fight if you need to back out. There's nothing wrong with backing out. Lastly, this is a pretty simple tip, but tip number 10 is basically don't let people get picked up and don't let people heal, because as you know, with gold shields you heal faster, and lifeline also heals very fast. So if you have the opportunity to thirst and you won't get killed, by all means thirst the person. But if you can't, heal up and tell your teammates, yo, I cracked shields behind that rock, or she's one shot, or yo, she's down, go thirst it for me, finish her off. You don't want nobody to get picked up. You want them to go to the respawn beacon and bring their teammates back. That way you can see it, and that's another easy kill right there. Say guys, for my 10 tips I have on Apex that you can basically use for pubs or for ranked. They're very good in ranked. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay I have. I got a 10 kill, almost 2k damage game. Without further ado, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification, guys. I love you guys. I hope you're having a blessed day. And without further ado, guys, I'm out.
Target spotted. 10 seconds to the ring. It's close at least. Closing. Contact! Reloading. Contact!
Making contact here.
Reloading. Frag out.
Sending out my decoy. Shots fired and they're...
I'm taking shots. Reloading.
Good job, boys.
You are the Apex champions.